I am Archangel Michael, warrior of the Most High, defender of the innocent, commander of heaven's armies. I have come forward today not merely to comfort you, but to deliver a divine announcement. The Spirit of God has marked you. You have walked through valleys cloaked in shadows. You have endured betrayals no one knows about. You've cried in silence, battled fears in the midnight hour, and fought invisible wars that left your soul exhausted. And yet, through it all, your heart remained pure. Your intentions remained kind. Your faith, though shaken, was never abandoned. Heaven saw it all. Your tears were never wasted. Your silence was never ignored. Your patience did not go unnoticed. And because of that, a command has gone forth in the courts of heaven. A realignment has begun. An exaltation has been decreed. Angels have been deployed. Assignments have shifted. Your name has been whispered in divine chambers. You are not being uplifted by chance. You are being exalted by decree. The Most High has spoken your name in rooms you've never entered. The favor being released upon your life is not something you earned. It is something ordained. You are chosen. Right now, a person of influence, someone whose hands hold earthly power, someone whose decisions open doors and shift destinies, has been stirred on your behalf. They don't fully understand why, but they keep thinking about you. They were awakened by whispers from the spirit realm, dreams, inner nudges, divine impressions, pointing again and again to you. Protect this one, the Spirit whispered. Include them, cover them, bless them. And so they obeyed. Without any effort on your part, they have included your name in places it was never meant to appear, in rooms of wealth, in networks of influence, in legal papers, in property documents, in sacred trust. This is not imagination. This is divine transaction. You may not see it yet, but the shift has already begun. In the unseen, angels are arranging, unlocking, releasing. Things that were withheld are now being handed over. Tides are turning. Chapters are closing. Your story is being rewritten by the author of glory. To the one listening right now who has lost hope, don't give up. This message is your confirmation. The battle is not your end. The delay is not your denial. The wilderness was not a punishment. It was a preparation. You were being hidden for protection, but now you will be revealed for purpose. The crown that was too heavy in the past is now ready to rest on your head. You are not stepping into just favor. You are stepping into your inheritance. Divine inheritance, spiritual honor, and earthly manifestation. There will be miracles, unexplainable, undeniable, unshakable miracles. Things will shift suddenly. Breakthroughs will come swiftly. Provision will appear unexpectedly. And the skeptics will have no choice but to say, "This was God." Archangel Michael speaks now not just as a messenger, but as a witness to the decree over your life. Heaven has spoken. What was against you will bow. What tried to destroy you will dissolve. What belonged to you will find its way home, because heaven is moving, and no force on earth or hell can stop what God has written in your name. So rise now, rise in your spirit, rise in your faith, rise in your authority. You are not forgotten, you are not forsaken, you are not late. You are right on heaven's time, and heaven's time is now. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? You have been chosen. You have been remembered. You have been released. Now, walk in it. If this message resonated with your spirit, type Amen in the comments. Share this with someone who needs divine confirmation today. Subscribe for more messages from the angels of light. This blessing is about who knows you in the heavens. You have been seen. You have been known. You have been chosen. What you are about to receive is not a result of striving, not a result of networking, not even a result of asking. This is divine orchestration at its purest. Someone with power, influence, access, is making space for you, without even knowing you personally. Why? Because heaven prompted them. You have no idea how long heaven has been working behind the veil on your behalf. While you were wrestling with discouragement, angels were negotiating your blessing. While you were crying in secret, heaven was securing documents in the spirit. While you questioned your worth, the Father whispered your name to the willing heart of another. There were moments when you felt forgotten, moments when you believed you'd been left behind, overlooked, dismissed, cut out. But you were not abandoned. You were hidden. Hidden for a set time, protected from premature exposure, tucked away like a precious jewel, not to be flaunted, but to be preserved. Because heaven knew your heart was too valuable to be laid before the unworthy, even when it felt like punishment, even when the silence hurt, even when others were celebrated and you were left in the shadows. It was not rejection, it was preservation. But now, the season has shifted, the embargo has been lifted, the veil has been torn, and what was once invisible is now being revealed. What once felt delayed was actually being divinely developed. And now, the person who has been called to fulfill this sacred act, has obeyed. Papers are in motion. Documents are shifting. Heaven is now visible on paper. What was once intangible is becoming legal. The invisible has become official. The promise is now property. And hear this. This is not a reward for your striving. This is not a prize for performance. This is a response to your surrender, because there were moments you had every right to retaliate, every right to become bitter, to quit, to give up. But you didn't. You chose faith over fury. You chose patience over panic. You chose love over resentment. You praised through pain. You gave when you lacked. You stayed when others walked away. You hoped when nothing made sense, and heaven remembers. Every tear you cried became a seed. Every sacrifice became a brick in the foundation of your breakthrough. This blessing is not charity. It's not pity. It's not luck. It's justice. This is divine justice, a reckoning of the spiritual records, a fulfillment of heaven's law. What was stolen will be restored. What was delayed will be accelerated. What was broken will be rebuilt. Because you never stopped believing, and God never stopped moving. So now, stand tall, open your heart, lift your head, because it's time. You are stepping into your promise, not because of who you are to the world, but because of who you are to heaven. The papers are real. The provision is on its way. The place that was once closed off is opening for you. You were hidden, but now you are being revealed. You were preserved, because heaven needed the right moment. And this is that moment. He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. Voiceover. Whisper. The table is ready. The invitation has been sent. Your seat is set. Now, walk in. Type, "I receive it," in the comments if this word spoke to your spirit. Share this message with someone who needs to know God has not forgotten them. Subscribe for more prophetic messages, divine alignments, and heavenly truth. Heaven's court has ruled in your favor. The verdict has been sealed. And now all of creation is aligning to carry out what was spoken over your life. You are not here by coincidence. You didn't stumble upon this word by accident. This is divine intervention, heaven calling your name at the exact moment your destiny turns a corner. And I, Archangel Michael, warrior of the Most High, commander of heaven's armies, stand before you now with a message of justice. Not man's justice, which is slow, flawed, and conditional, but divine justice, swift, exact, and eternal. You are stepping into a season where what was denied will now be delivered, and what was mocked will now be multiplied. The Spirit of God declares, "I saw it all, and I have repaid it all, with interest." Those who tried to bury you will soon realize you were a seed. And now, you are not just surviving. You are sprouting into divine dominion, into land, into legacy, into ownership. Heaven is not just covering you. Heaven is transferring wealth, territory, and title into your hands. Listen closely. What is coming is not spiritual symbolism. It is not a dream. It is not imagination. It is tangible, material, legally binding. The documents are real. The signatures are real. The financial transfer, the property, the estate, it's all real. What you thought was meant for someone else is now being revealed as your inheritance. The Spirit of the Lord has declared, you are ready. You are not stealing a blessing. You are stepping into what was always yours, locked in divine timing. Your bloodline will change because of this moment. Generations after you will point to this breakthrough as the day their legacy was born. What was stored in the hands of the influential has now been redirected by divine instruction. What you were never bold enough to ask for, God is bold enough to give you. This is not earned by your performance. It is not a reward for perfection. It is a holy transfer, unearned by effort, but earned by identity. You are chosen, and chosen ones receive opposition before they receive the anointing. Every delay, every closed door, every betrayal, they weren't your end. They were birth pains. The enemy tried to crush you before you could see the contract, before you could hold the key. But he failed, because heaven fought for you. I fought for you. Legions of angels stood between you and the pit. And now, we stand behind you as you rise. What was stolen is returning sevenfold. What was broken is being restored whole. What was locked is now being opened without force. The divine gavel has struck, and the verdict is favor, not because of your earthly name, but because of the name you bear, child of the Most High. Do not fear this shift. You are not being set up. You are being set apart. Every strange detour was part of the delivery route. Every delay was divine precision. Now, the document is being finalized. The land is being sealed. Your hands are being marked with ownership. This is not just breakthrough. This is establishment. You are being rooted into territory that cannot be taken from you. The blessing that's coming is not temporary. It cannot be revoked. It cannot be reversed. It cannot be reasoned away. The world will say, it's luck, but the Spirit says it's lineage. You were born for this, and now heaven has authorized it. Everything is aligning, the resources, the signatures, the timing. You may feel unworthy, but grace overrides guilt. You may feel unprepared, but heaven equips what it calls. You are stepping into land you didn't labor for, opportunities you didn't buy, doors you didn't knock on, because your name is written in the records of heaven. This is not about what the world said about you. It's about what heaven wrote. This is not a random windfall. It's a righteous inheritance. You were not lucky. You were chosen. And now your season of divine establishment has arrived. The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. If this word was for you, type, I receive it in the comments. Declare in faith, I am walking into divine justice. Subscribe for more prophetic messages and heavenly insights.